Hi guys, it's Melissa from My Kosher Keto Life, and I'm here to touch base with you about how my previous week went. This past week, I completed my fourth week doing keto, and here are my results. So first, I wanted to just touch base with you about my week. I made some really good content. I made one video of a recipe with a pancake bake sheet pan recipe, which was delicious. And I also gave you guys what I honestly eat in a day. I've been having some issues technically putting it up onto YouTube, so these videos will be out of order once I figure out how to do that on that front. Those videos I filmed with my phone instead of my computer. So I think that that's been the issue right now. So we're trying to figure out how to work with that. But some of the information that I shared with you guys on those videos is that this week I have noticed a change. So this past week I've been waking up feeling super bloated. Typically that's not normal for me. The past few weeks I've been waking up feeling like super light and really, really good. And so, this past week I'm trying to look at and see what I've been doing differently to kind of gauge what I have to do differently going forward to see different results. So I did compile a list of some of the things that I've done. So hopefully if you guys are doing these things or considering doing these things, you choose not to or you stop right away. So that way you can have better results. So the first and biggest issue, which I think has been taking the forefront of this week, has been my incessant snacking on chocolate chips and almonds. Yep. So before I started keto, that would be my life. I would come home after having a perfect day of eating, and then my snacking really always set me back. I typically went for chocolate chips. And when I say chocolate chips, I mean just pulled it down and just sat there scarfing them down. If you ever looked at the nutrition label on chocolate chips, it's not a good thing to be doing that. And also, the Trader Joe's really delicious toasted slivered almonds have been amazing, and put the two together, not okay. But those were definitely habits that I had before starting keto. And, the first few weeks, I haven't really had any of these snacks. But I think with that fourth week, I did definitely start having those cravings for those things again. And I started, okay, I'm going to take a little bit here and a little bit there until I realized I don't track. So I don't even know how much I'm eating. So that's the second point, is that I have not been tracking. And I told you guys from the very beginning, I wasn't going to track because I've been on keto before. The tracking can be really annoying, in my opinion. You have to be, consistently doing it. It feels a little bit more like a burden. Doesn't feel as realistic, like a lifestyle change. But I think looking back now, I'm realizing that I could have messed up some of the portion sizes and just kind of underestimated how many calories and fats and carbs I've been ingesting. And so I think moving forward, that's going to have to be something that I change, at least for temporary times, at least until I feel comfortable. Like I know the carb counts and the macro counts for the foods that I like to eat, and that way I can kind of see maybe I'm eating too much and I don't even realize it. So that was number two. But also, it's also having more artificial sweeteners. So I've been having artificial sweeteners with, my breakfasts, my snacks, my lunches, my cookies, all those types of things. And also almond flour. I've been having a lot of almond flour this past week, and dairy in my meals. I made some really heavy, delicious dinners. But that being said, it sounds to me like the nutritional balance has not yet been achieved with me. Like I haven't understood completely the amount of carbs I'm having, or which amount works for my body, as well as the fats and the dairies and things like that. So that being said, I knew I had a feeling I was gonna be gaining weight this week because I just didn't feel light. And so I did go on the scale on Friday and I gained zero point 0.8 pounds, which means I was up. I'm up. So I only lost 5 pounds for these 4 full weeks versus, the 6 that it was on the way to achieving, which is okay with me. I understand that some weeks I'm going to lose. And again, this is reality. This is real, unedited. So you guys are going along along the ride with me in real time, and so I'm not always going to be perfect. I'm not always going to have that linear, you know, that linear loss of weight, and that's okay. I think this is a really great opportunity to kind of distinguish the difference between mindsets and the importance of having a positive mindset. So there's two different types of mindsets. One of them is a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset is you failed, I suck, I am never going to do this, I'm just going to give up. And a growth mindset is when you say, you know what, I failed at this. Let me be curious. Let me figure out why I failed at this and what I can change about it next time so that I could be more successful. And you keep trying and keep attempting. And that's where I think having the growth oriented mindset is totally key, because if I didn't, you know, if I didn't lose weight this week and typically I had this fixed mindset, I would say, you know what, it's not working. I'm never going to lose. Let's just give up. Whereas I'm trying to look at it and say, what did I do and where can I improve? And that's what I'm going to go for. So the 0.8 gain isn't so upsetting because I'm trying to focus on the positives as well, like the NSVs, non-scale victories. So for this week, I've noticed that people have been complimenting me at work. They say I have a waist. They're telling me that they notice it in my face. And that is a huge improvement. That is a huge accomplishment for me already. And so I'm happy with that. You know, I've noticed, like, I don't know if I told you guys last time, but my rings are big on me. And I'm just noticing these small changes. I feel healthier. I don't know what it is, but I just feel healthier. So I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to keep trying. And 1 week is not going to set me back. I will set myself back. No one else will. So I have to remember that. So just going to touch base on a couple goals going forward for this week. So I'm realizing that tracking is probably key in order to be 100% certain, or at least not 100%, at least like 95% certain that what I'm doing is targeted towards my goals to lose weight. So I'm going to be starting to track a little bit more diligently in Carb Manager app. And that way I can see what I'm eating, try to also get comfortable with the portion sizes and the carb allotment for each, as well as some of the macros, and just to understand, like, oh, chia pudding is around 180 calories. It's about 6 grams of net carbs. It's a good amount of fats. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, just have those things at hand. So that's number one, is tracking all meals from Monday through Friday. Now, Friday and the weekend, I'm going to be in Baltimore. My nephew's having his bar mitzvah, so I am not going to be in control of my food. And it's making me concerned because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I don't have a refrigerator to leave my food in. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to hope for the best. I don't know. But the nice thing about keto is that you can typically find things that do work. So this past weekend, I went to friends for Shabbos lunch, and it was delicious. They had amazing food. I brought green beans, I had some cauliflower, I had salad, I had meat, I had chicken, and I was good. And I did bring one of my cookies. So later this week, that is going to be a recipe I do want to film. The recipe is from Castaway Kitchen. And it's actually a very good recipe, and it's parve, which means that it's not dairy and it's not meat, so you can have it with anything. And it's typically hard to find some good keto desserts that are neutral, that aren't dairy, because there are so many out there that are dairy. And being that I'm kosher, I cannot eat them after a meat meal. So this is going to be that's something I can control. I'm going to make those cookies and bring some with me, but I have to figure out maybe some creative strategies of things that I can bring with me on the go. The other goals that I have for this week are to be careful and mindful of my snacks. I cannot sit there shoveling chocolate chips in my mouth. Just because they're keto doesn't make them okay to just consider to eat nonstop and not portioned. And I think that goes with like any diet. If you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to be in a calorie deficit, and you're going to be snacking on M&Ms. I mean, you have to be able to be mindful of what you're eating and the effect that it has on your body. And those during a typical diet are considered treats. You should not be having M&Ms every week or every day. Maybe not every day if you are trying to lose weight. Same goes with keto chocolate. I should not be having it every day if I'm trying to lose weight just because it's keto. And so that means I have to start really getting into the mentality of treats. of earning them in a way that, you know what, I had a long day and I made it through this week and I get to have my treat, but it's not going to be an everyday occurrence, which it typically is. This week, I think it was 4 days out of the week that I at least had those chocolate chips and almonds, not to mention the chocolate chip cookies that I brought for Shabbos meals. So those are the two goals that I'm really going to be focusing on. Is number one, tracking in an app, and then number two is also being mindful of my snacks. I think the snack piece has to really be specific here. And I can't wait to let you guys know how my week plays out. That obstacle is going to be coming in terms of the Sabbath, the Shabbos weekend, so I have to figure out how I'm going to navigate it. But other than that, you know, I'm just going to keep going with the grind. For tomorrow, I'll tell you guys what I'm eating now because I just packed up my food. It's Sunday night, so I packed up my food for breakfast and lunch and snack. So for breakfast, I'm doing chia pudding again. Chia pudding is a really, really good, easy, quick meal prep type of food that you can make in advance, which I'm all about because once I make one batch, I make four servings. So I'll tell you guys what I am eating tomorrow. So I'm having that overnight chia pudding with a tablespoon of peanut butter on it, a quarter of a cup of strawberries, and a tablespoon of coconut. That breakfast is 5 grams of net carbs, and it's 177 calories. I don't know how much fat it is, but it has a nice amount of fat. And then for lunch, I am having a salad with some tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers. That's usually the base of my salad. I am putting 2 tablespoons of truffle mayo as the dressing. I measured out 4 ounces of turkey breast slices from Costco, which are really, really good, along with a quarter cup of raw pecans because the turkey has no fat whatsoever. And that is my salad, and that is 5 net carbs and around 470 calories. I'm also bringing a cheddar cheese stick as a snack, and for dinner, I'm not 100% sure what I'm having yet. So, thanks guys again, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at Mel_gets_well. So Mel Gets Well with an underscore underneath. I know it's cheesy. But I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And I just have to keep reminding myself that some weeks are not going to be easy. Some weeks are going to be a little disappointing, even if you put in the effort and you tried wherever you could. And you wish that your body was able to recognize that I avoided those donuts and those cakes and all the chocolate cookies and cream that was offered to me. But my body doesn't. And it's upsetting because sometimes you want to lose that weight. And you know what? I think following Suzanne Ryan's Keto Karma vlog actually, I should say, on YouTube, has helped me understand and put into perspective that each week is individual. And I can watch all of hers, with hindsight. And I know that she lost 120 pounds, but she didn't know she lost 120 pounds during her 10th week. And so I have to keep remembering that it's up to me to keep pushing through, finding ways to improve, and figuring out how to better myself with the keto diet. And again, there's different pieces that work best for each person. That's really what I think. So just some takeaways if you guys are thinking about, that munching and the crunching, don't do it. Try to really limit the snacking. I would really try to advise to like a specific type of snack. So whether it's a cheese stick portioned or, a certain type of vegetable or whatever it might be, but not something that is a trigger food for you, like chocolate chips and almonds are for me. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I look forward to touch base with you next time I can, and hopefully I'm able to upload these other videos that I prepared, and hopefully you guys can watch those and get some inspiration as well. And please leave me comments. I would love to hear from you guys, get to know you, where you're from. So please leave me comments and subscribe if you're interested to hear more of my videos and see them as they come out. And I'm excited that you guys are joining along with me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a great week.